Hey everybody, I am bothered this morning. I've been on Twitter and I can see people stirring the pot, creating a racial divide, talking about stuff that I have no idea that's going on, and it is horrendous. Some of the things that are on there is crazy. If you're not following us on Twitter, it's Financial Prepper, Financial Prep with an R, not an ER. Check it out, and I want to encourage you to get over there and look around, and you'll kind of get a feel for what this administration is doing. They are absolutely creating turmoil and problems, and I think it's a distraction from the real news because we've got BRICS is turning into BRICS Plus that is going to surpass together the United States GDP, and they're doing business outside the dollar already. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the IRS is hiring more people to enforce and target, their words not mine, audits on, who do you think? I might even finish up the video with what the Gestapo was and how that came about in Germany. And I've got a report on the natural gas drilling collapse, and it's collapsing as fast as it did in 2016. I was actually working in the natural gas field when that happened. And now we're starting to see rigs pull out, and what happens? Why are they doing it, and what's going on? So if you like this kind of news, please hit the like button. If you think other people should see this news and not paying attention, share it. Share it to your social media and whatever you want. Do with this information what you want, but just know these are facts. I'm going to try not to, over dramatize any of this or make things up. I just want you to know this is happening, and life in the future is going to be way less, and we're going to experience austerity like we never have before, especially in my lifetime. 30 countries now ready to accept BRICS currencies, working together to dethrone the dollar. BRICS could soon become BRICS Plus. Now, BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But now you've got 25 other countries that are ready to join the BRICS and accept the new currency, the new global currency. And we've got more than a dozen countries have formally and informally applied for BRICS. The alliance could become stronger after the expansion of their GDPs would race ahead of the United States and other Western powers. This kind of news should be on every media, every one of them. I mean, this is the biggest financial news there is because it's going to affect us. Life from here on out is going to look nothing like the past, financially anyway. And, well, I'm going to do, I'm a little abstract here, but me and Stacey are going to do a deep dive on our Saturday morning coffee, our live stream about AI. It looks like, for lack of the beast system, the Antichrist could possibly be 22 years old. And after you get through listening, you're going to know exactly what it is, because I think I know. So what happens when Pakistan come out 3 days ago and said they will pay for oil in yuan? What does that mean? Well, it means they're not paying in the dollar. That's how we have our validity. That's how we have world reserve currency status, is the world uses our currency. But, since we print it nonstop, they might not want to use it anymore. Egypt looking to join BRICS and accept the new global currency. The countries that are interested in the BRICS are also oil rich. This could force the European countries to use this currency whether they want to or not, for oil and not the dollar. Now, I got some news I'm going to save for the end about crypto and the regulations around it. That was supposed to be a way to get from central planning, but the central planners are just going to make a bunch of regulations around it, and it's a global thing. It's not just here. Let's talk about the natural gas collapse. It's the fastest rate since 2016. Baker Hughes is cutting 16 rigs. The natural gas sector is rapidly pulling drilling rigs from the field. Neighbors, one of the top providers of rigs, I can't tell you how many times I've been out to a Neighbors rig, warned last month about the fall in rig orders. The rig provider expects 9% slide in rig leases by the end of June. They're saying the glut developed after a key U.S. gas facility caught on fire and an abnormal warm winter that was created a glut. Comstock, Southwestern, have already said drilling in Louisiana Haynesville Shale region would be reduced. And what's going to suffer the most is the number of drilling rigs. Who'd have thunk that? Companies will take lower production growth over having to reduce dividends and shareholders. So they just cut production. They're going to take a hit. Citigroup and analysts warn some exploration companies are shutting down existing wells due to the supply glut and low prices. They're going to sell their gas at low prices. Hopefully they're hedged in. I talked to a good buddy of mine that provided a drilling report that I will put on my Twitter. And yeah, Twitter and Discord, be a part of it. Financial Prep R. And while you're there, check out all the crap that's going on that takes away from real news. Low natural gas prices plus higher credit conditions will make them even more challenging for drillers to tap credit lines from the big banks. And later on, when they implement more of the ESG score, it's going to hinder us from investing in these companies as well. They don't want that. They don't want you to use the resources. They want them all for themselves. So that's what's going on. But just know the countries that are involved in BRICS are major oil exporting countries, like 30 million a day. And Saudi Arabia makes up for half of that, 15 million barrels a day. And they're in the new system. President Emmanuel Macron recently settled a natural gas purchase with Chinese currency by paying in yuan. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's happening. And he says Europe must reduce its dependency on U.S. dollar for global trade. Eliminating the dollar is already ignited in the U.S. and in Asia, and is now spreading to Europe and Africa. So guys, it's happening. We're losing the world reserve status, and here we are talking about looking at balloons and things that are happening, the big racial divide and all this stuff to try to distract. Okay, and I'll talk about the crypto last. The drilling report I'll post. The IRS, the Gestapo is planning to hire almost 30,000 new employees. The U.S. IRS is also planning to launch a new technology over the next 2 years. The latest expansion is to follow up on its $80 billion investment plan that came from you and me. We're funding this to, and this is their words, not mine, the U.S. tax agency will allocate $8.6 billion from new funding between 2023 and 2024. The IRS is going to hire more data scientists than they ever have for enforcement purposes. So probably you could reword this and say, hey, we got to figure out how exactly to deploy the CBDC to go over your taxes and everything you buy with a fine-tooth comb down to the penny. What it ought to say. This will help more revenue agents and also traditional tax attorneys to utilize the new technology of the data analytics, which will help identify and audit targets. Who are the targets? IRS will continue to add new customer service employees. The hiring of 13,883 full-time equivalent staff over the next 2 years. The $80 billion in funding will help rebuild audit capability and also replace old computer technologies with new ones that they're getting ready. You can bank on paying higher taxes and not getting out of any of them. I would recommend finding out what Congress is doing and what they're investing in. Used to be it was real estate, and that's why I got into real estate, but you know, we've reduced our exposure to that, and now it's time to start really looking at, you know, what else? How can we write off our life? How can we do, you know, try to do our best? And we're going to do that through a community, and it's you guys. And the last thing was, I think that's it, guys. Check out Financial Prepper on YouTube. And oh, the crypto, that's what it was. G7 nations follow crypto CBDC norms set by all these acronyms, FSB and the IMF. The FSB is the Financial Stability Board, and the International Monetary Fund is the IMF. They're setting up all these rules, and this is called the G7. And the G7 is US, UK, France, Japan, Germany, Italy, and Canada. And they have a big conference that was held on Saturday in Japan. And the G7 leaders will announce their support for stricter crypto regulations. G7 has said that it will adhere to the FSB, crypto, and CBDC requirements. So crypto was supposed to be a way to get away from the central planning, but it looks like they're going to regulate the crap out of it first. Furthermore, there's a new acronym, FATF, Financial Action Task Force. Initiatives to hasten the adoption of its travel rule globally are also supported by the G7 nations. So everything on here is regulations, and you know, let's find a way for them not to get away with anything. We've really got to find a way to tax the heck out of the people and not miss any of it. G7 has already stated that it will assist developing countries in issuing CBDCs. The U.S. is one of the major economies of the world that has yet to unveil some sort of regulatory oversight in the crypto space. So, more regulations coming in the Thunderdome. I have been talking about this in the last couple of videos, but if you haven't heard it yet, there's a new asset class that I can talk about and not recommend. Well, I can't talk about it too much here, but it is your home protection 401k. You can put this with your food 401k, something tangible that your family can eat, whether it be an orchard or a garden, or some type of money you can take out of fake things and put into something hard that will feed your family. There's your tool 401k that you can use to invest in your future of tools you need and that you're absolutely going to have, you know, that are only going to go up in price. And now I'm adding the home protection 401k. The prices in home protection equipment are lower now than I've seen in a while. And I was talking to my good buddy. He's been my childhood friend. He's been my friend since I can remember. I trust him. And if you're interested in investing in some home protection, send me an email to ninjanationreport@gmail.com. I think it's something we can invest in now when prices are low, and possibly sell in the future or keep, depending on the environment. So, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button and sharing and everything you guys do for me. You're amazing. Have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Later.